Hi guys, it's Ashley here from Paper&Twine. Just thought I'd pop on and say hello. It's been a bit of a funny day today. Haven't really achieved very much, but I did go out for a walk this morning. Walked up to my local post office. It's about 10-12 minute walk away. It was a beautiful, beautiful morning. It was crisp, frosty. The sun was shining, so it did boost my mood a little bit. I have been a bit blue. I've got the January blues. They did say that Monday, I think it was Monday the 18th, was it, something like that? It's, the day where a lot of people feel a bit down. And I think, this week is one of those weeks after Christmas and New Year, isn't it? Yeah, so that's sort of the mood that stayed with me this morning. I couldn't be bothered to get Gladys or Wilma out of their boxes or put any makeup on, so sorry about that. I did, when I went out this morning, wear my hat that my husband bought me when I'd got absolutely no hair whatsoever. This is what he calls my train driver's hat. Some of my family members said, well, maybe if he calls it my train driver's hat, he ought to go and get a whistle. But yeah, I quite like it. There's a bit of a Peaky Blinders vibe going on there. So yeah, not a lot to tell you really. I've done a bit of knitting today. I've finished clue 2 of my cowl. You can see it's coming on quite nicely. I've just had to change up a needle size, not that you're interested, for the next clue. I'm a whole week behind. I've just printed off last week's clue, which is called Joy. And let's face it, we all need a bit of joy in our lives, don't we? So what Heather Addison has said in this clue is, joy. Joy runs deep. Joy holds hands with gratitude and sometimes sits close to grief and pain. Choosing to embrace joy doesn't dismiss the tough stuff. It acknowledges the beauty in the everyday aspects of living. Quite deep. She goes on to say, while I tend to think of happiness as fleeting, for me, the following quote embodies what it means to choose joy. Be happy for this moment. This moment is your life. And that's by somebody called Omar Khayyam, whoever he may be. I might have to look him up. So section 5 is something called twigs. We've had buds. I quite like the buds. They're subtle. If you're into knitting, you might have done bobbles before. These are easier than bobbles and a little bit less in your face than a bobble. So this is twigs. And again, very helpfully, she's put a little YouTube link to a tutorial on how to do it. I think I'll probably be able to cope all right with the written instructions, but we'll see. So I've got section 5 to do. Section 6 looks really easy. It looks like the second section in each clue is this same little eyelet pattern, which is quite nice. I'm loving the colours of this, by the way. It reminds me a little bit of raspberry ripple ice cream. You can't see the colours particularly well, but I'm liking the subtlety of it. It's not in your face, and I think it'll be quite nice. The softness of the cashmere is beautiful to work with. My only criticism about this yarn is that it does split a little bit when you're doing certain stitches, so I have to be a little bit careful of that. But yeah, I've enjoyed having a little hour and a half or so of knitting this afternoon, catching up on some Coronation Street on ITV Hub. I've meant to show you this a couple of times. Now you see, I'm talking to you guys and I'm feeling better already, so thank you for that. Even if you're not watching, it's making me feel better, so thank you. My mum sent me this card just as a little update, and it says, you can see it yourself. I thought that was quite funny. I'd give up chocolate, but I'm no quitter. I do like a bit of chocolate. I like cheese as well. I like all the things that are bad for you, but there you go. I think the last thing I want to talk about today is I've committed murder. This is what's left of the Christmas poinsettia. Not looking good, is it? I think that's going to be consigned to the compost bin tomorrow. So yeah, there you go, guys. just a real short one. I was inspired by Becca because she's posted every day this week. She's an eBay reseller. She seems to specialise in vintage jewellery, but she's also got a little shop on Etsy selling some mosaic pave stones that she makes for your garden, and they look adorable. They look really, really lovely. I'll put a link to Becca's channel down below. She's been very kind to me in my virgin YouTube journey, so yeah, I'll give her a little shout out, and I'll link her channel below. But that's all I want to say today, guys, really. I'm going to come on next week with a little card tutorial, I think, for those of you that are interested in paper crafting. I really need to get a grip with my house. I think that's one of the reasons why I'm a bit down, because I need to do jobs and I need to have a massive declutter. So I'm hoping that'll make my mood feel a bit better. Oh, last thing I wanted to say. I had a CT scan yesterday, 7 o'clock in the evening. It was a bit spooky, actually. Arrived, and my husband took me and he stayed in the car park, because obviously he's not allowed in. And the x-ray department was completely deserted, nobody at reception or anything, and it was just a bit scary. It was fine. The only thing is, it was one of these colour contrast CT scans, so you're not allowed to eat for about 4 hours before your appointment time, and I was ravenous by the time my appointment time came round. And you have to drink some fluid in the 2 hours before you scan. You usually have cannulas and things in my right arm, because I've had surgery on the left hand side of my body, and they say if you've had surgery to use the other side of your body. So they were attempting to find a vein in my right arm. I don't know whether you can see that bruise there. That vein completely collapsed when they flushed some water through it, so they had to go into my left arm anyway, and they had 2 attempts in there, so I feel a bit like a pincushion. It's a strange thing having a CT scan. I mean, it doesn't hurt or anything. You know, it's a bit discomfort when they put the cannula in, but CT scans are absolutely fine. They don't hurt you. It's like a bit like being in a washing machine, and with the colour contrast that they put through, I think so they can see your blood vessels and things. You get this sense of warmth and a feeling like you're going to wee yourself, or that you are weeing yourself. It's a bit strange, but yeah, marvellous staff again. They were very pleased that I was a bit early, because I was their last appointment of the day, and we got through quite swiftly so they could go home early. But yeah, that's me done. We're having a chippy tea tonight. Our local chippy delivers, so no cooking to be done today. I've got my Zoom session with a theatre train. I said in my last video that I don't have a source of income. That was a bit of a lie. I work an hour and a half a week at the moment, 3 hours a week when we are not in lockdown. So I have, you know, a little bit of pocket money coming in, but I don't have a regular job as such. So I've got my Zoom session, which I shall look forward to. It's nice seeing the kids. Yeah, so take care. I will try and get my chicken soup recipe up. I am going to do that for you. Take care now. Bye.